Quick story time for you guys. For those of you that have ears to hear. I speak a lot about Jesus, though I am not religious. I am not religious. But Jesus, to me, walked the walk, talked the talk. And, oh wow, there's a crow on my roof. That's also a sign. Can you hear him? He's literally walking above me. Hey, crow. Right, here's my point. I have felt for a long time, there's this verse in scripture where Jesus says, you, meaning us, to his disciples initially, you shall do far greater things than I. Let's take a look at what Jesus did, supposedly, if you believe it. I do, actually, because I've experienced miracles in my life. He healed people with his hands. He did very strange things. He'd put mud in people's eyes. He was a bit of a shaman. He cast out entities and got rid of things that stopped and prevented people from living their higher selves, whether you believe in it as a literal thing or a energetic. He saw people. He knew things about people's lives. He went to the woman in the well and said, I told her everything about her life. I do this. Anyone tapped into your spiritual gifts, you have access to all these gifts. You have access to this miraculous way of living, but it's actually a natural way of living. But we're in such a topsy-turvy, upside-down world down here, we've forgotten it all. And now it's time to remember. Not to be like, look at me, I'm a superhuman being. Everybody look at me and listen to me. No, because when we activate our gifts, we change the world. One person at a time. It could be you think you like me right now. I'm sat in my shamanic shack yapping to my own phone. But I'm not really, am I? Because you're on the other end of this listening. And somehow my words have had the power to transport themselves all around the world. Much like my music. I look at my Spotify sometimes and I can see where people are listening. That crow. I sit in my bedroom and I write songs. And then somehow someone in China and Japan and New York and God knows where are listening. I mean, take yourself back 100 years. You'd say that was voodoo. How does that even happen? But we have also supernatural capacities. We can astral travel. We can see through intention. We can determine the future. We can see the future. There's lots of gifts that we've got. And I'm encouraging you guys to tap in. Because Spirit has been so on my mind this week. The things that are taking place are undeniably miraculous. And if we're not sharing these stories, no one would be aware of them. So I'm going to give you just a few examples of how Spirit works in my life and how my life ain't far or anywhere near normal. It's not normal, but it also is. I'm a mum. I get up. I make coffee. I put clothes on. I don't know why I bother sometimes, but I put clothes on. I go about my day as a human female version in this vessel. Yet I know that I'm far more than that. And it is in realizing these things and waking up to it that we're going to make some damage to the state of this world. We're going to turn it back. Somebody commented earlier, Eden exists now. I know it does. I live in Eden. And when you start living in spirituality and you start living in realms beyond what you see with your eyes and smell with your nose and touch with your hands, you start performing miracle lives, abundance. I've manifested things. I've pulled things out of the astral and they've become physical. People will call it magic. It's supernatural. It's supernatural. It's supernatural. It's natural for the supernatural. You're hearing me? So I'm going to give you one example and she might tell me off, but I don't think so because she's spoken about it herself. A few weeks ago, I had a dream of this woman's face. Never seen her before in my life. And I was saying to Spirit, who's this woman? She was dressed in like rainbow colours. And I was like, who's this woman that I'm seeing? I've never seen this woman's face in my life. The next day, I had an open vision. I was sitting outside in the garden having a coffee, had an open vision where I met Jesus and I met my mum. My mum passed when I was 19. And Jesus gave me a loaf of bread. He gave her a loaf of bread. He gave me a loaf of bread. And he said, come on, girls. You know that we have to sacrifice the human aspect of us, sacrifice belonging in this facade of a world to make a difference. So he broke his bread. We all know what his life was like. His life was a sacrifice. But what did he do? He opened a path for us all to understand that we can walk a life like him. My mum went to break her bread. And I was like, no, please don't break that bread. Because I knew what that meant. I knew that meant she was going to die. Wait one sec. Trains. So I was in resistance to her breaking this bread. And she said, Bex, if I didn't die, you would not be the woman that you are today, because you would have carried on trying to please me. You'd have stayed in your religiosity. You wouldn't have become and broken free. You wouldn't have become the woman that you are today doing what you do today. So I sacrificed so that you could become who you're supposed to be. And I went, okay, fair enough. And then I went to break my bread. And when I broke my bread, this enormous rainbow suddenly appeared in the sky. And Jesus and my mum turned and went, look what happens when you make this sacrifice and you decide to stand up and show up on the internet with your voice, with your messages for everyone else. And I've been told before, I'm here for the neurodivergent, the misfits, the outcasts, the creatives, all the people that are on the fringes that don't really know or have always felt quite like they don't belong. The LGBTQ community, there was this big rainbow tribe, and I've seen it many times before. And it's the neurodivergence, it's the ADHD, it's all of that. People that don't quite fit in this world. And the Spirit said to me, you've got a tribe of people waiting for you to go and give them the bread, the truth, to wake them up. Not for me, for them. So anyway, this was this vision. I closed off. I opened TikTok, and there was this woman from my dream the night before. And I felt crazy about it, and I messaged her. I said, sorry, you might think I'm crazy, but I'm used to this now. I had a dream about you last night, and I really feel like I've got a ton of messages for you. Can we have a chat? Yes, she did think I was crazy. But then we started chatting, and there was things that I knew about her. I was channeling for her, telling her all about her life, blah, blah, blah. And now we're messaging each other daily, and I'm encouraging her to walk her walk, talk her talk. It's Finding Nia. I'll tag her. Go follow her. She's a leader, and I'm encouraging her because she got a gift. And what she was talking about on her video, not only was she wearing rainbow colours, but she was talking about how she's having this awakening, and she feels there's a connection between being neurodivergent and spiritual. And that was my dream, and that was my vision. These sort of things happen to me on the daily. This is just one little story for you. I'm also able to see people's inner child, like their issues, their problems. I have visions for people. I can tell people what they need to do. I just want to encourage you. I just want to wake you up. I want, if you're on the fringes, if you're questioning this stuff and you're thinking it's not real, it is. It's more real than what you think is real. I remember once I was running on the beach years and years ago when I used to live in Wales, and I was running on the wet sand at night. And I don't know if you know much about the wet sand at night, but it becomes like glass for a reflection of what's above. As above, so below. Got it tattooed on my arm. So the reflection of the moon and the clouds were underneath me because I was running, what felt like I was running in the night sky. And Spirit said to me, what's more real, that or that? And I knew it was a trick question. And I was like, well, I would say that's the real moon, and that's the real, and that's a reflection, but I feel like this is a trick question. And Spirit said to me so clearly, you will get to a point in your life where that becomes more real to you than that. And now I know what that meant. Spirituality, living in spirit, is more real to me than what I see with my eyes, hear with my ears. And I walk in that way now, and miracles happen. And some of you know what I'm talking about. So drop a heart or something in the comments if this makes any sense, because I know I'm not talking to the ether here. Love you.